Well, earlier tonight we spoke about Gassama potentially going to Rangers, and it's now starting to look more and more likely that everything's sorted with terms of a transfer. Now, we are in a position where we can't say no to this. Let's be brutally honest. We cannot say no to this, and he's been given permission to speak to Rangers in person earlier this week, and it's now believed he's held positive talk with Ibrox on personal teams, and it's a formality pretty much. So the 21-year-old will be going to, by the looks of it, to Rangers. It's understood that the transfer had been agreed in principle, and we shouldn't be surprised. In the mess that we are currently in at the moment, we cannot be a club that can hold on to it, good talents. At the end of the day, we know that something like this was going to happen. Our sellable asset we're going to get sold on. Now, PSG will receive a sell-on fee per the terms of his move. But it's going to be really interesting to see what we do next and how we try and get someone to replace him. I know that's a stupid thing to say, try and get someone to replace him because of what we got, but we're going to have to try and do something. But at the same time, we are so short on cash. You're going to have to sell players while things are getting negotiated behind the scenes, because people will automatically go, oh, this means there's nothing happening on a takeover, nothing happening like that. No, that's not the case. A takeover can still happen even if you're selling your asset, because we need money now. That's the problem. We need cash now. A takeover takes a good couple of months to happen if there is one in the works. Now, I will be really sad to see Gassama go. I think there's been such a good talent there and a player who's so good. And it was just a pleasure to watch him play. And we always thought that someone would come in and take him from us, because you can see how good it is. And for us to lose him to Rangers, I ain't too buff with that one. It means we're not going to have him play against us. It's one of those things where if you have got this situation, you've got to take it. Now, we have for the longest time have said we are not a selling club. We don't sell players. Now we're in a position where we have to sell players, but the only issue is we can't then potentially reinvest that money. That money will go into covering bills, covering players' wages, staff wages, HMRC bill. Anything we get in is just going to be extra running cost payment now, because it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to make that net link in terms of what we get next. I will be really sad to see Gassama go, like I said, but at the end of the day, in the position we're in, we cannot we cannot turn it down. We just can't. We can't turn it down at all. And that's a big issue for me. So at the end of the day, it's only one man's fault why we're in this position. We all know this. But at the end of the day, we've got to sell to survive. And I remember when Wigan did it, Wigan had to sell to survive. Bolton had to have some player get sold. It is the crux of what we're in. It is what's happening. Reading has done it in the past. They've had to sell to survive. And that's where we're at. We are selling to survive in as a club and see what we can do.